A lot of your songs that you wrote, you write, of course, are they from experiences, or are they just kind of, you just write them up on a whim?
There are a lot of relationship experiences, so I can either, curse out these women or thank them, which is probably thank them, but yeah, a lot of them were written about women and just about, things that they do. That's meant.
So a lot of emotion comes to your
I guess so. Yeah. I had a girl not too long ago. It was like she came up to me after the show and then she told me later on that she's like, one of the things, when I came in and I heard you, she was just like, it was just very sad. she was like, those are some of the saddest things I've heard. And even though my songs aren't all very completely mellow, they can be upbeat with the right tempo. But she was like, yeah, they're just very sad songs. And it's romantically a very sad and.
So do you feel like, since your music, you say it's more of emotional, like, sad songs, like, I feel like, a lot of musicians, they write music where it's more sad emotion than, happy emotion?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I try and break out of it every now and again. I'm trying to like, look, I'm gonna write a happy song right now. I'm gonna write a positive song or something. But I always find like when I'm really happy, nothing organically comes to me. So I could, sort of maybe contrive a song or sort of try and fake a song of doing that, and I have before, but I just feel the better ones are the ones that come, to you after these, sort of moments where you're like, dang, fuck, that girl just left me, and I kind of liked her, and I pick up my guitar and sing something.
Well, I feel like, that's a lot of people, they deal with stuff like that. That's, how they can relate to music, which, that's why I really like your music. Because, when you have an audience of people just screaming your songs, in the audience, you're like, okay, I know all these people can relate to me right now because of the emotion that you feel, especially with yesterday.
Yeah.
Everyone is screaming at the top of their lungs.
And yeah, with the one song I really enjoy singing is that Poor Timing song, which is about heart loss and heartache and all that. But it was somebody else's, and it was a buddy of mine's, And I saw what was going on. He met this girl that she was leaving New York, or she was moving to New York in 3 weeks after they met each other, and they kind of kicked it off and were having a great time. And then she's like, I'm leaving in 3 weeks, and just that whole like knowing that it's going to end before you even get going. So I named the song Poor Timing because it's just like terrible timing that you meet somebody and they connect you that well, and then they're leaving. So it was cool that it was cool for me because I got a song of it, but it was where I could look at that relationship and be like, okay, yeah. And so even though it sounds like I'm writing it from my perspective, it's actually about him.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now, were there any inspirations that got you to? Because I know you said when you moved back to Maine, and then you moved to Los Angeles to pursue music. Was there something in between that clicked in your head, saying, you know what, I don't want to do acting anymore. I don't like it, so I'm just gonna move back to California and try music.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I gave up the whole acting thing and moved back east, and then came back out here, I didn't have an agenda to do music when I came back out here. I just wanted, I really missed my friends. I made a great group of people in New York that ended up moving out here, and then that just even grew with people, that are from all over as well, Detroit or New York or whatever, that we all met and kind of really meshed well out here. And so the 3 years that I was here prior to moving to the East Coast, I really I miss them. I really miss them a lot. And so my whole agenda of coming back to Los Angeles was just to be with my friends. I didn't know what I was going to do. I figured, I could do anything, you know, work in a restaurant, which, you know, currently do now. But you know, just to be around them, and they kind of had a little modicum of, you know, success, and they still are, and they're doing very well. So I was like, I feel like I'm kind of, you know, missing out on watching friends do really well, you know, with their careers, and here I am in Maine with cold weather. You know, it's like this is awful. So it wasn't until I got back out here that music sort of became a focus, and it wasn't until a friend sort of pushed me to go do an open mic, and that open mic then led to a residency at a venue, and then it led to me meeting some really other great musicians that have collaborated with me and everything. So it's been a very, very cool ride this far.
Cool ride, chain reaction of cool ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I never would have thought I'd be sitting here and being interviewed and or like being about to go on tour, and like somebody like it's all kind of crazy how it happens like that.
Let's speak about the tour that you're actually about to be going on.
This woman, Kevin Christine, she's a part of this project called musiciansvolume.com. She's a photographer, but has always had a passion for music, and she did a Musicians Volume Part 1 a few years ago, and photographed indie artists, you know, artists that aren't, you know, signed to major labels, and started photographing and started a whole sort of musical series with that. And so she's launched Musicians Volume 2, which is a little larger in scale. There's 11 artists, and putting us, you know, on the road, and, you know, sort of photographing, documentary, you know, and just trying to get us out there for everyone to hear, you know. So she just has this passion in music, and started this tour, and has sponsors, and found me on Twitter. It's very crazy. So the benefits of social media.
Right.
I was always like, Twitter. What the fuck is Twitter? I'm not gonna be on that. But yeah.
So you excited for it?
I am. This is the first time I've, you know, I mean, as I said, I haven't been doing this that long, so I've only been playing in bars in LA and stuff around LA, and it'll be exciting to get on the road and kind of share it with some other people that you know, don't live here and don't get to experience it. So hopefully it was, you know, it's well received throughout the country. And then apparently we're going to Europe. I don't know if it's this fall or next fall, but so maybe even hit the European market would kind of be cool.
That'd be really cool. Is there a particular place in Europe that you want to go to?
In Europe, I mean, I've never been to Amsterdam. I would love to go there. But I've been to Italy. I've been to France. I've been to London. I like London. I would like, if I could be well received in London, I'd be hands down fantastic, because there's some of the greatest musicians that come out of that place. You know? So
that's really cool. Is there any place in the United States that you'd like to go to?
I've always wanted to. I sort of have sort of love in my heart for the South, even though I'm not from the South, and I've very rarely been there. But driving across country back and forth a few times, I dig the South. So I'd say Austin, Texas would be cool for me. I would love, especially if I could get a warm welcome there. That'd be awesome. Tennessee, you know, either Memphis or Nashville. I'd love to play. And then even the tour's going to kick off in New York, so I love New York City. It's crazy.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and, you know, tour.
Yeah. I know. This will be my first stab at it, but it's kind of a little weird because, you know, there's a tour bus, there's all this stuff. Like usually, you know, I feel like I should be schlepping it out in a beat up station wagon, you know, with gear in the back, and just do it that way. But the fact that someone's gonna sort of market me and let me go on this tour, I'm proud of it and excited.
Right on.